Hello and welcome back to a Southern Ladies Ramblings podcast. Today's a little different. It's not really a podcast. It's more about how I'm planning on packing and what I'm going to pack for our trip to the UK. We're going to be gone for 3 weeks, coming up in another couple of months, and I am a meticulous packer when it comes to going places. For the past few years, or actually most of my adult life, everything has been road trips. Only been on a couple of plane rides since. Because when I was a teenager, I traveled all over the world with my parents, and so I am actually going with my oldest daughter in May, and we will be going to Scotland and England, and we're going to do a 3-week trip, and we're really excited. But our thing is, we're only packing in carry-ons, no checked bags, trying to make sure, keep the cost down. So no checked bags. Yeah, my daughter's 19. She's looking at me like I'm crazy when I tell her that. So today I'm going to show you how I'm packing my knitting for travel. I've double checked with all the airlines that we're going to be flying. We're actually flying JetBlue from here to New York, and once we get to New York, we'll actually be flying Aer Lingus, and I've double checked everybody's rules and regulations for knitting and what we can carry. I've checked with TSA, double checked, so hopefully we're all good. I'm not really carrying a lot. I'm not carrying anything that's too precious. I'm carrying one pair of chalgoos, and I'll show you that in a second, but here we go. Okay, so this is what I'm taking with me. You see, I have my iPad. This will give me access to lots of patterns. I have lots and lots of patterns in my iBooks. So plenty of things to do in my library. So not carrying paper patterns. I carry my iPad everywhere anyway, because that's where my travel guides are going to be. So that's it. This is my little project bag that I made. It's actually one of my favorites because I can actually put a pretty good bit in here. So I'm going to take 3 cakes of yarn, full size cakes of yarn, and as you can see, they all fit pretty good in here. I also have this. This is my bag of minis. I pretty much use this for everything. I carry it with me all the time because it's such an easy, I can just, if I forget anything, this is normally in my purse. So this actually can fit in here. I do have to wiggle it just a little bit, but all of this will fit in this bag, which is why I like this bag. This is perfect for me to take with me. This little bag I made way before we even thought about going to the UK, but this is my bag that I carry in my knitting bag everywhere I go. Reason, I have 3 circular sets of sock needles, all in my US size 2. That's what I use. Oh, now they're gonna all twist out on me. I use US size 2. I do magic loop. I have 1 in here that is long enough to do 2 at a time, and 2 that I just use for regular magic loop. I have a set of knit picks, 2 sets of knit picks, and a set of chalgoos. And these are my go-to sock needles. These are my extras when I'm not. I've actually done really good and cleaned off a lot of my needles this winter, so that's what those are. I'm going to stick these down in here so they don't go haywire on me. What else is in this bag that I really love is everything I need. I have a little container of stitch markers, and these are just the bulb safety pins. I like these. This way, when I'm carrying something, I'm not carrying my precious, beautiful stitch markers with me. So just in case I lose it, this is just, these are not, they'll fit inside. I have a pickup crochet hook so that if I drop a stitch, throw that in there. I need a little smaller one because this one's a little big for working how I'm going to work for this trip. So I do have a smaller one. I just need to switch it out. Cable needle for holding stitches. I have a plastic darning needle and 2 bent tip darning needles. They all fit right down inside. This is a folding set of scissors that Fiskars sells. The packaging says TSA approved, so they fold out. I really like them because they're big enough for my hands. They don't feel like they're too tiny, but then I can just fold them up and pop them in here. So that being said, I have all of that in there, and then I put my circular needles in. I had thought about, just in case, putting at least a toe on these needles, just in case, so they would not get taken. But most everybody that I've talked to that have flown out of the airport that we're flying out of, which is Atlanta, have not said they had any problem with these needles, with any circular needles, as well as flying out of New York. Everybody says they've not had any problems, but check with your airline first. So I'm going to stick those in there. As you see, they fit perfectly in there. I normally don't put them in all at the same time, so that's the reason they finagled their way out. Okay, so that, and that'll go in my bag. I am taking this set of double pointed needles that I put some stoppers on so that I can, if I decide I want to do a square for my pinwheel scrap blanket, because remember, I have that big bag of scraps. So if I decide I want to do a pinwheel scrap blanket, because it's something that's very portable, it's easy, I can do one of those in less than an hour. And so if I want to make a couple of squares for my blanket, those are going in there. I also like to scrap crochet little small projects, and you know, I don't want to be bored, but this is just what I'm taking for the whole 3-week trip. So I have a size 2.25 millimeter and a 3.125 millimeter, so a size B and a size D crochet hook. I love these crochet hooks. These are from Boy. I actually was able to get these at Joann's when they were having a 60% off one item. So yeah, I got a whole set for like $13. So that was really good. I love my tough woolens. My hands get dry a lot, and well, I think I need to order another one. But this is the Tough Woolens Lanolin Balm, and I really, this one's my favorite. I actually got this one a couple of years ago, and I got a couple of them. They don't make this one anymore. It's Campfire S'mores. It actually smells really good. I have my knitting notebook, which I have some little crochet things that I had worked, patterns I had worked up, and I wrote them down. An ink pen, and all of this fits right inside this bag. So I have this, let's put this in here. And this is a little bag that I like making my project bags. I sold Mary Kay a few years ago, and this was a bag that came in my Mary Kay kit, and I love it because I can just see all of my yarn scraps. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's actually pretty see-through mesh, and I love it because I can see all my yarn scraps. So all of this I can actually put, to keep it a little more organized, I can put my book in here, my double pointed needles, and my 2 crochet hooks, and my ink pen, all in this bag. So I have 3 full skeins of sock yarn, about 100 grams of minis, or scraps. Most of these are scraps or things that I've swapped people with. And now you see I'm going to flip this yarn around, throw this in. This will fit in my personal bag, and this will be what I use on my flight. So iPad, knitting kit. Perfect combination because I have plenty of patterns, lots of mini patterns, as well as some of the ones that I'm working up. And so, yeah, this is how I'm going to do. I'm also going to be filming a companion video to this because I also art journal. Not just art journal, travel journal. And so I have already made up a travel journal that I'm going to be taking with me. And I'm really looking forward to showing you what I'm doing with my travel journal.